I can never think of something. I'm like out of funny things to say for Potion to put in the beginning of the episode.
That's perfect.
Hello and welcome to episode 29 of Nerds and Words. I have the distinction of being your guest. I'm sorry, your host and a guest. Tim Allen 1337. We have a great episode as always lined up for you today. Lots to do in the patch notes and the global labs, sponsored by BD Foundry. This week our special guest is Good Vibes Guy. Welcome. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
And as always, we are joined by Moreland TV.
Hello.
And Potion Shop.
Hello, it is I.
Soon to be the largest streamer in the BDO directory. Tell him why, Potion.
Twitch drops.
You're going to be a 5K Andy
Hell
once
yeah.
again. Right back at it, my man. So, wonderful podcast lined up this week, unlike last week's podcast. Well, we've got to apologize for that one. But let's start as we always do by catching up with our guest, Good Vibes Guy. What's been going on, man? How's TSM doing? How's life? How are the holidays shaping up for you?
Things are good. Super hectic. It's like end of the year hustle for corporate stuff. So been stressed out of my mind for the past month, but we're getting there. Had very little time to play games, but trying to more now. So we're getting there. Looking forward to a break. Not next week, but week after.
Make any gains lately in game?
Not recently. I was going hard for Dead God. I got that to duo, and I did one tap my Tet Turtle spell, and I one tap my latest Tet Disto. So I'm now 289 Kudum.
That's some pretty good RNG.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. Other than that, I'm just capturing now.
Moreland, how you doing, buddy? How's Naxxramas?
Pretty good. We got stuck on Saf last week, so we'll see if we can beat him tomorrow. We did all the other bosses today, and now we just got Saf and KT tomorrow. I spent most of the week just playing Cyberpunk, despite its flaws and bugs. I'm still having a lot of fun with that. And then we're gonna be doing some Proximity Among Us later today. Have you got that installed yet?
I don't, and I can't stay after the podcast today. I am sorry.
Bummer. Yeah.
You know me in proximity chat. Cool. KT is going to make you repair out. You know that, right?
He's going to make me what? Repair out?
Yeah.
I thought Saf was harder. I don't know. I haven't fought KT, so I'm excited.
I don't super remember the... Oh, yeah. Saf wasn't bad. I thought Four Horsemen was harder than Saf.
Four Horsemen's a fun fight.
It is a fun fight, but there was a lot of organization to that. And then KT...
Oh, yeah, a lot of Papegas.
Yeah, KT is... If Four Horsemen or if Saf's hard, KT is going to be pretty difficult. But anyway, that's cool. Good for you. I'm only about 7 or 8 hours into Cyberpunk myself. I'm enjoying it, but I understand why people are upset at it,
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think, ironically, the people who are having the most fun are those who didn't have expectations for it going into it. Like me, I didn't think it was going to be, the savior of all video games. And so
right.
I was able to just enjoy it for what it is. But there are some, I do hope that there's some major patches coming to fix certain things.
Potion, what's up with you, man? How you been? Welcome back to streaming, by the way.
Oh, it feels so good.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm just I had a lot of anxiety going back into streaming after 5 weeks of taking a break. My finances were kind of like a stressor for me, and the community has been super supportive, and it just worked out really well with Nova coming out and season coming out and all that stuff. So I'm finally my anxiety levels are down to normal levels at this point. So I'm pretty happy.
So 9 out of 10.
Yeah, like a 9 out of 10 instead of 10, or 11.
Good for you, man. No, yeah, I could sense that from you last week, and then it took you a couple of days to actually go live. And I'm like, this man, I don't know why, but people love you, dude. They love getting in little debates with you and shit about what class is top or left or up or down or whatever. So,
well, I think everybody's opinion matters in it, and it's not like I try to force my opinion on people. So if you have a different opinion, that's fine. And once people realize that I'm not going to crucify them for disagreeing with me, people are coming to chat and they'll say, "Oh, what do you think about the new whatever?" And then they'll go back and forth with me a little bit, and
then they get banned.
Yeah, like the guy earlier. There's this guy earlier. He's like, "Learn how to program," and I was like, "Bro, how's that? How's that have to deal with Node Wars and PvP?" And he's like, "All right, you're out of here, bro." I'm like, he was just convinced that because I didn't know how to program that I was just wrong with my opinion. So you have to. It's a two-way street, right? If you're willing to agree to disagree, then we can have a discussion. And some people some people are Twitter warriors and they don't know that.
Does it feel futile banning people when you're just gonna unban them in like 4 more days?
Yeah, so I every Christmas I unban all the trolls. It's my gift to the trolls. So I do have a concern that people are going to learn the system and then all try to get banned the day before Christmas. So we might.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
More than come there. 1 year of rage right here.
Well, Twitch just came out with some surprising stances on the N-word, so I'd expect to see some of that from more.
I think the main thing is they don't understand. They have like corporate lingo, so like the word simp and stuff. If it's the thing is the thing is that the way that they said it is like corporate lingo, right? And in the context of that was just like they were trying to give a context example of it, of what you might not be able to say, but it really depends on like what community you're in and the context that you're using it in. I think that
they specifically said the context does not matter and that only the content of your speech matters regardless of context. They said that they can't look at context anymore because it takes too long and it's too hard.
Yeah, I think the example would be if the example in this conversation would be like, if I'm using it in an educational manner, it's still allowed. But if I'm using it for purposes of being derogatory in someone's chat, then that is no longer going to be a subjective matter.
They literally said that context doesn't matter, though. How are you gonna?
Because their example was their example was in the context of what may not be approved. Because the problem is that people have been asking for clarity on what they ban for and what they don't ban for a very, very long time. So Twitch, for the first time, tried to give some context to what they might ban for, and by giving an example, and people took a clip out of context to kind of explain that. I think
no one took anything out of context. I'm surprised that this is your take.
Yeah, I think they are way more strict than. I think this new policy is more strict than their previous policy. I will say that, but I don't think this is straight up banning those words.
They literally said you can't say those words and that they are no longer going to be looking at anything in context because they don't have the resources to do so. They literally said both of those things like exactly as clearly as possible.
So here's the really interesting point off of all of that is they don't have time to consider context. But then they came out with like this whole, they clarified nudity, right? Because Cyberpunk has a ton of nudity if you don't turn it off. And they said that that's fine as long as it's not the centered part of the content of your stream, which basically means context. So like if you lived in the strip club in GTA 5, that wouldn't be good. But if the main story quest took you there, then that would be fine. But they don't have time to dig in on the context of how you use the word simp or whatever it may be. So let's just go ahead and show video game nudity on our streams to trust that they will look into the context of that, but not look in the context of how you use internet toxic slang lingo. Every time these guys make a post on their Twitter in the past 3-6 months, it's just been foible after foible, bearing themselves. Even like the Latin X thing they did was like a bunch of white guys going, "We love Latin people." And Twitter was like, "What the fuck is this?" They can't stop stubbing their toe. And it's kind of amazing to watch, but it's also really, really sad at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely hope that they kind of wake up and kind of realize that they're going in a strange direction. And they're living in a world of double standards where you really can't win either way. And that's a weird place to be in as a platform. So anyway, I hope they're taking a better direction.
I think they can win. I don't think anyone was out there asking for the word incel or simp to be banned. Like, I think there's a lot bigger issues facing the platform than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Casey Tron's upset that only words aimed at men were banned.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. What about the word
Kinda
cunt?
is.
Can we still say cunt?
Well, that was I retweet. That's exactly what I did. Is when they banned those words, and I'm like, thank God for Australians to maintain the integrity of my favorite word, cunt. Are we brand friendly? Hey, will Tia Sim sponsor us, or do we say cunt too much?
Oh, he's lagged out on my side. Did he DC?
Yeah, I think Vibes is frozen.
Or he's really interested in his cup.
Well, it is a good cup. It looks like. I could understand why he'd be interested.
It's an advanced cup.
Oh, there he goes. I was kind of hoping his face was just going to stay like that the whole time.
Just really interested. Okay, well, that was fun. All right, so let's dig into it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get to talk about my week. I actually had a really productive and fun week. I got a new car.
That's a big thing. Cool.
I did. It's a very nice car, and I'm very happy with it. And then I got a new bicycle that my mom bought me that I can't use until Christmas, even though I picked it up and delivered it to her house. She's holding it hostage until Christmas, which is kind of cute for a 33-year-old. And then I made a bunch of cool videos. I was going to make, dude, the next video that I release that's not Cyberpunk, you're going to love, Potion. You have to watch it immediately. I don't want to spoil it, but it's you inspired me. We'll just put it that way. You inspired me.
I can't wait now. Looking forward to it.
I figured out I had some like frame rate issues with my recording and stuff, but I figured all that stuff out. So I'm about, I don't know, 8 hours, 6 episodes into my my little Let's Play with Cyberpunk, and I'm very happy with it. I'm really enjoying it. Obviously just going cold turkey to something else is a process, especially on a platform like YouTube, but I'm still happy with the stuff that I'm putting out. I made my first like entertaining BDO video. My enhancement video I turned into like this really cool drama. I don't know if you guys have watched it, but I had a ton of fun doing that, and it really stretched my like editing skills and stuff. So I'm going to do more of that. I went for pen necks and pen black stars and all that stuff. So
what software are you using for that?
I'm using OpenShot, and it's a terrible software, but the more I use it, the better it gets. You can do a lot with keyframe
videos, but I think I'm gonna find new software for it.
I've never edited before, and so if you don't edit like on the regular or know what you're doing, it's a really good like way to get into it. It teaches you about keyframes and all that shit.
Yeah, I've been using what's it called, Adobe Premiere, which is like it's like Adobe Elements. So it's like Adobe Premiere, like the editing software, but it's like the watered down version. So I've been using that, and that's been pretty nice because it gives me enough features where it gets me in, but not like not too much. So I've been using that, and it seems to be an okay software.
Adobe scares me, but it's popular enough to where there's like tutorials and stuff. Anyway, we can talk about it all later.
Yeah.
So I had a really good week. I'm still just streaming once a week. Probably another week or so of that before I get back to like a normal part-time schedule. But I'm really enjoying making YouTube videos, and I'm pretty invested in making that go further. So I think that's where I'm at right now, and that was roughly my week. Really excited for the holidays to come through.
Yeah, it's so close. For people who are watching the episode, it is currently the 19th. So there's a few days away from Christmas, and is Hanukkah the same time? I don't know what the time frame for Hanukkah. and the New Year's close.
We're almost done with Hanukkah.
Listen, I don't follow it, so I mean, I think it's a fair question to ask.
Yeah, it's important to know when that is.
They don't celebrate that in Port Rat, huh?
No, well, I mean, it depends on what religion you celebrate, I guess.
Would we like to get into BDO things before we all get banned?
Sure. First topic of the day is Black Desert patch notes. We have pre-creation of Nova, and that's finally out. So Nova is the new class they'll be releasing next week on December 22nd. One thing I was curious about is, are we getting the patch a day early? Is that what's happening? Is that why it's December 22nd? Because usually it's the 23rd, like it's a Wednesday, but this one looks like it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, we get some Tuesdays every once in a while. Probably trying to cut out for the holidays, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. A day early for the holidays.
Yeah, if it lands on a holiday, they do it a day early. It's standard.
How would you know?
I wonder. So that's kind of nice. I like that a lot, that they're giving us a new class. It gives us something kind of chew through. The rumor is that we're getting the Awakening on the 6th. Have you guys pre-created your Nova? And more importantly, what did you name it, if you did?
I'm so glad you asked. I named my Nova Gary Kasparov.
What?
Yep, that's an S tier Nova name, and if you can't figure out why, then you just haven't been paying attention.
I have not made or named mine, and the main reason I haven't made it is because I don't have a name for it.
Well, Bobby Fischer's already taken, and obviously I've got Gary Kasparov, but I'm sure that there's a couple other options still left.
Are you gonna play it? Nobody's doing it seasonally, right? Are we all tagging our Novas?
Oh, I'm doing it seasonal, but I'm gonna tag it after.
You can't tag until it has Awakening or Succession. How convenient.
Kind of makes sense.
So they
I don't know where I'm at with this game. I'm really just kind of obsessed with making pen neck attempts and stuff. I really don't care about a new class right now. I felt like I bit off too hard on that trap last time, and I'm sure you'll do well with it, Potion, but I just don't know. I'm pretty happy with Guardian.
My plan is actually to get it 62 by Saturday, and then I want to continue getting EXP to take advantage of the 300% EXP event they have going on, and I want to actually get my Musa 62 also. So it's like the kind of thing I'm working on.
Yeah, definitely want to level a Musa right now.
I'm not a huge fan of the way they release classes in this game. Like having to play half a class for 2 weeks before you can be Succession or Awakening always kind of bothers me. So I don't know. Like, I'm making it a season character because I assume there's going to be some season exclusive rewards that we can only get through the season. And I mean, I guess I could delete my one of my like extra characters from season 1 and replace that, but then I would be losing Rule of P, so I don't really have space to make a new character and a new season character. So I guess Nova's going to be a season character.
They increased the expansion by 1, so you should be able to have they should be able to have enough to have 1 of every character on regular characters and 1 season character of your choice.
Yeah, but I have my season 1 character who's a duplicate character, but she's also someone that I did a bunch of quests on for season 1. So if I delete her, then I'm losing progress in Rule of P. So that's,
yeah,
you know, kind of stings.
Yeah, that's a weird situation to be in. I just make the newest character, and then I just never play the seasons, and that's my solution to that. I told myself I was going to play last season to get the weapon exchange coupon, but it was just, I don't know, to get 61 just to have it deleted. I just couldn't get motivated for it.
I completely forgot. I didn't do it either.
Yeah, if they don't offer a early graduation, then I'll probably end up deleting the character as a season character and remaking it as a non-season one. There's not really any other options, but either that or I don't know. Again, it all depends on like the Awakening and Succession, right? We haven't even seen those yet, so.
Yeah, there's the rumor for the Awakening is going to be a holy gak, and the translation for that is that's like a Korean bow. It's like a Korean style bow.
Oh, I thought it was like
if they give her a bow, holy.
I don't
wait.
I thought a gat was like a Glock 18 that you hold sideways.
I thought it was like a giant club.
Yeah, I mean,
No?
I don't think we know for sure, but there was a weapon on the data mine for like the codex, and the codex for it was it said holy gak, and so it doesn't have an image for it, but so we're kind of assuming based on it being a translated name that it's the Gakgung bow from the Korean like a traditional Korean bow anyway.
That seems like a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what else it could be.
I think there. I don't know what it's called, but I feel like there's a giant like bow staff clubby thing it got a similar name. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like a giant mace, basically. Is what I'm picturing.
That would make more
It's like-
sense thematically for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm actually excited for Nova. It's the first class I've ever like seriously wanted to play. That I'm actually going to play. Other than Ninja and BDM, because I love ice pretty much. That's it.
Could you expand upon loving ice?
Another time, Tim.
You weren't excited for Guardian when she seemed like she was going to be the Ice Queen at the beginning?
I think I wasn't playing for Guardian release. I missed that whole launch.
Yeah, the Guardian hype was nuts, dude. I don't think we're going to get anything except for tanky female classes in this game ever again after how much hype Guardian got.
They're gonna be really surprised with Nova, that's for sure. I'm
a little hyped for like the different shields. That's a big ass shield, right? Like they might come up with some cool skins for that.
I'm actually really curious with what they talked about I don't know if I'm getting ahead, but if what they talked about at Coffee on Ball with like the PvE focused stuff, there was a change on Global Labs about a Berserker gaining aggro, things like that. And with this class coming out, offering like a lot of defensive bonuses and things like that, I'm curious to see if they're really going to start pushing for that more traditional group style, not quite Holy Trinity, but something closer to it, to where basically they're introducing tank mechanics, is what it seems like slowly. So I'm curious if Nova is going to be kind of one of the first impetuses in that direction.
Yeah, they did mention in the Caltheon Ball and the like footnotes for the translation that they want to avoid the Holy Trinity, but they're going to do like a BDO version of like the Holy Trinity, right? It was like they're like
we want to avoid it, but we're going to do a BDO way of executing it. So it looks like we're avoiding it, but we're actually trying as hard as we can to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, bro.
That's literally BDO in a nutshell, though. It's always like, oh, the simplest solution, just do this thing, as you guys point out week after week. But they always come back and say like, no, we've got a better solution. Just trust us. Like, well, we're gonna do it our way. It's literally just how they developed the game for the past 4 years. It's like, yeah, but we like our way better. It's just like every single time.
I'm having a tough day with this game today, so I'm trying to like temper.
So they're like boiling over.
I don't think we'll get anything close to a Holy Trinity. They are very dedicated to making sure you can they're very against group dependent content in this game. They want you to have the option of doing group stuff, but they've said like a million times they don't ever want to make you feel like you have to play with another person in this game, basically. And so I would be very shocked if we had anything even lightly resembling the Holy Trinity.
Well, I think what that means is we're going to get it's going to be Savage Rift and Altar of Blood and all of those things where we're going to get the content. And like it's what you said, right? People want the content, but they don't want to force it, which means that they're just going to give crappy rewards. So they're going to be like, look, we built this really cool thing that's not worth doing. So it's just going to die.
Well, and that's what this.
So I think that's their solution essentially. Is like,
I think you're
we're not going to
100%
force
right,
people
man.
because we're just going to reduce rewards.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. That for example, on the context of what they said, they did not want to do the Holy Trinity, but they kind of did anyway. It's for they said that in relation to the dungeon they're going to be releasing. They said they want to have a dungeon where you could do it as a 2-man, a 3-man, a 5-man, or solo. And there's going to be different parts, and some parts are going to require you to group up to do because they'll be more difficult than other parts of the dungeon. So to me, it just sounds like a grind spot where some parts require parties and other parts don't require parties, which is an interesting core philosophy. And they said they were going to make that happen by making it where there's some mechanics where it requires 2 people to do the mechanic. And I'm just really curious what it's going to look like. But at the same time, they said in the Caltheum Ball that they don't want to offer unique items to the dungeon. So it's like, all right, you're going to have this crazy dungeon with this crazy like stuff, but then the rewards are going to be like Caphras, Cronstones, and maybe a box you can get, that gives you a random accessory. So we'll have to see. I'm just really curious. Like, I think it's going to have a lot of potential to it, but again, it also has a big potential to be a big failure, just like Altar of Blood, Savage Rift, and a lot of those other things.
Can we move to other games now?
No, BDO has good news. Did you guys see the Global Lab? We should probably finish this patch first, but there's actually super exciting news for BDO right now. I'm for the first time in months, I'm actually excited to like gear up in PvP in this game again.
All right,
fuck! All right, well, let's let Moreland take this over.
Yeah,
then.
that's big.
Let's
go
finish
this week's first.
Yeah, let's cruise through this pretty fast. They made it where you can auto sprint on your horse now, and you have to be Artisan 1 training to unlock the ability to auto sprint. So a lot of people are trying to get Artisan 1 horse training.
Yeah, Artisan 1 training is a bit of a grind.
Yeah,
so
it is
kind of a weird thing. It's a quality of life feature. I don't know how I feel about like quality of life features being locked behind immense grinds. I feel like you should just make the game, quality of life for people.
But doesn't it all? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the idea is that it gives some meaning to the horse life training aside from just getting a horse, And I think that's nice because there was really no purpose to ever do it as for anyone else.
So here's my plan. I've got a professional 10 on my life skiller, horse trainer. I'm going to coupon that skill over to my main once it gets to Artisan, and then start fresh on my life skilling.
And your horse trainer
that
again?
only works for trading. Nice try though.
They don't? You can't trade that over?
I mean, you can, but it doesn't give you the bonuses. It's not like overpowered or anything.
What, you just do the... What do you mean? No, so I can do the auto sprint thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just doing it for quality of life, then sure, yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to get there? Like, is that how long is Artisan 1 take for horse training? And what's like the fastest way of getting leveled up?
It takes a while. It's you have to go catch and release horses for, I don't know, probably dozens of hours.
I've AFK'd, I think, 7 or 8 horses, and I'm professional 8 or 9. So
it takes a while.
7 or 8
actually,
horses? There's no way.
Yeah.
They did.
I don't believe
they
you.
did boost the EXP you get from it. So I don't know what it is now, but they did boost it when they did the whole rebalancing.
I have the pay to win clothes plus 3 actual clothes. I've got a decent amount of mastery in my accessories, and there's no way I've done 10 horses, and that's the only thing I've done, and I'm professional 8 or 9
horses.
I haven't done 10. I haven't done 10.
They went through. You got to remember they
only
buffed
sold
the EXP.
4 horses ever, and they gave me a bunch of free horses, so I'm like, I can train these and sell them for 150 bill. And so I've only sold 3 or 4 horses.
What were the life skills they buffed? They did horse training and farming. Were there any others? I guess trading. They buffed the XP for them.
Bro, are you talking about the buffs from like 2.5 years ago?
No, it was less than that.
Yes.
It was definitely less than 2.5 years ago.
Time flies, dude. That was a long time ago when they did what you're talking about.
It was, and that is what he's talking about.
It might be a year ago. It wasn't 2.5 years ago.
A year ago was Papu and
way more than a year ago. A year ago was Monos, bro. Like more than a year ago was Monos.
I think Papu Island was a year ago.
Maybe it was longer than I think.
All right, well, I don't know. Maybe artisan training isn't that bad. It must fall way off after artisan then, because grinding artisan levels to try to get the master takes for goddamn ever.
Yeah, I've never caught a horse in my life. So.
Well, I mean, AFK training horses does take like, I don't know, like a week to do or something, depending on how active you are with it.
I did 2.5 days solid. In just like a little bear rotation, and my horse is level 27. 2.5 days without like turning the game off or playing it at all.
So 2.5 times 10 horses would be like a month of AFK trained horses to get Artisan 1. That's not, I mean, for AFK, that's pretty reasonable, honestly. That's not even that bad.
But like,
right, what's next?
Is all okay?
What?
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it worth it? Like, you get they're a bit faster.
Yeah, it kind of fucks up. My guy just ran off the bridge near Heidel into the water a second ago, like when I was autopathing to a Dark Rift. So, yeah.
Wait, you might have to change your path navigation settings to be like, there's the two options.
Oh, smooth or rigid or whatever?
Yeah.
Land? I thought that was only for boats.
I'm pretty sure it's both, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Where do you change it?
I think it's in the map. Open up your map.
Where in the map?
Hold on, I gotta kill a mole.
Yeah, but I think that was only ocean, but I'm not sure. Doesn't seem too bad though. I might actually go for that slowly because I get bored, so it's a good thing to do if you're bored.
I hate horse training, but I also don't play this game for like 16 hours at a time, and horse training never really stops. So,
yeah. The next topic is they buffed Ackman in history. They gave it new mechanics. So for Ackman, the little thing that comes out of the ground and grabs you, that thing now will come out of the ground and it'll be like a bomb. And if the bomb goes off, it does huge amounts of damage to the individual. And if you kill the object before the bomb goes off, then it will debuff. It will give a debuff to all the mobs around it, which is a pretty interesting mechanic. It's kind of like, you have to make sure you're paying attention to see if one of those goes off, which I think I kind of like. And then the history one is like Kortuga. So it's like a security system, and you have a security system like 1, 2, 3, and you have to fight some boss, I think, again. But it's for history this time. So I like that they're doing that. It kind of adds a little bit of variety to the grind spot. Makes it where it's a little bit more interesting. Each hour is a little different. Sometimes you might get 2 security systems, maybe get 3 or something. Makes it adds a little bit of needed variety to grind spots. And I like it. I'm just kind of curious what the loot is. That's what I want to know.
Are the mobs?
Yeah,
anybody tried
that's
it?
a good change. The history one in particular sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I want to know if you can get latents now in Histria, or if it's like there's no boss, maybe some type of different loot or something. I'm really, really, really curious.
I've seen a couple of people do it, and it's basically it just spawns a big pack of mobs, a big pack of history mobs. So there's like a couple Eltons in there and stuff like that. It just spawns an extra pack. I'm not sure if they're stronger than normal. I think they might be slightly stronger, which generally means that typically the drop rates would also be slightly increased as well, is my guess. But the boss is just an extra pack of mobs, but it does have like the good mobs in it.
Yeah, people on PC are pretty much only going there to get compass pieces, so you might as well spawn extra Eltons, right?
I mean, I like that. Well, that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. How many rotations are there in history now? They added the new room like 2.5 years ago, so I don't remember how many rotations there are now.
There's main extend, which is basically just main now. There's 5 Elton, 7 Elton.
So there's like, what's that, 4 good rotations you can do?
There's another Elton, isn't there?
There's
Or
like
is
the
that
old
just an
main
extension
rotation,
from
right?
7? Oh, Calquiche, that's right. There's Calquiche too.
Yeah.
That's for like trash. So like 4 or 5.
It's a pretty good number, and like with this new thing, I wonder, like I was really kind of, because with the new, what's it called, Agris Fever at Thorn Forest, it made it where Histria was a little less like, you wouldn't want to go out of your way for it necessarily. You just go to Thorn Forest, spin your Agris Fever, and I'm wondering if that security system is going to kind of lean it back in the favor of Histria Ackman again.
Yeah, if you ignore the 30 to 45 minutes it takes to get there.
Yeah. And in terms of trash, I don't think that extra pack is gonna increase your trash power that much.
Well, especially if you're just there to do Agris.
Yeah,
that's a flat amount of mobs that you're killing. So
sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna put people back in Ackman or Histria, but it's something that distinguishes them from other grind spots, and I think it makes Ackman have a little bit lower of an AP entry points if that debuff actually works. So yeah, it's fine.
Bro, I just thought about it. You can't get Black Spirit Claws to get into Histria Ackman anymore.
It's been like that forever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they need to, like, they should have a new version of Black Spirit Claw, something else other than Black Spirit Claw.
Get 1 or 2 every hour at Piliku.
This is what happens when you retroactively add 15 new uses for an item that's been dead since 2016.
Well, I feel like they this did too many, you know? Like, there was a good idea to, like, bring back the value of the item, but they just way overkilled it.
Large arrow mushrooms as the ingredient that you use to get into
Christ. Can't you buy those from a vendor?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
All right, what's up next?
So this is something that they said in the Caltheum Ball, and so I was asking my chat about it earlier, and they basically, it's the Mythical Fish. So the Mythical Fish is something that was only available in KR until this patch. And so what it is you can catch 5 mythical fish. There's like a rainbow image for them, and they have different names. But if you catch all 5 of them, you can actually turn them into like a pack of fish, and you can summon Vel, the world boss, as an individual player. And then the first person who does it gets immortalized in the game. They're going to add like an NPC or like an object to the game that's like named after your character. So the first person who ever does it will forever be named in Black Desert, which is pretty cool. That 1, that a player can summon Vel, and that 2, that you'll be immortalized in the game. It's supposed to be like extremely hard activity to do. Like, it's like sort of like the map or compass. So people who go for it expect to take a lot of time for it.
A little harder than the map or the compass. I think the guy in Korea, it took him 2 years to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think people that learn how to min-max that kind of thing, like once they have a spreadsheet for it and all that, I kind of expect people to do it a little faster than 2 years.
So you're telling me people could summon the Tim Allen boss for the rest of BDO's tenure?
Yeah. They're also doing one for Karanda. I heard some rumor about that they're doing one for like Karanda. And I mentioned in Caltheum Ball that they want to do more of those type of things, some of them being easier, some of them being harder. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting at the very least.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that fishing needs a lot of love and has been super neglected for years. But this is a start, I guess. It's something for people to work towards.
Absolutely.
Statue sounds nice.
I think I'm going to start fishing again.
If you're 2 years fishing in this game, it would be cool if like fishing wasn't a complete meme. You know?
Right.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I have a forum post that someone copied from the original Korean event, and it translated it. So I'll send that over to you later if you want to actually jump into it.
I do, but I'm worried about like packet manipulators. You know, I heard that there was a guild that got like 10 black stars off the J's hammers, so I'm pretty sure that there's just going to be some guild that packet manipulates all these things out. What?
Those numbers don't add up.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem legit, does it, Moreland?
Weird.
Hmm.
We just all had 300 stacks and we're ready. We just got very lucky.
What else did we have this week?
That's it for the regular patch notes. So there's some other smaller things in the patch, but that's the big stuff. For the BDO events this week, we have an extension for the 50% drop rate. So we have 50% drop rate for one more week. That goes until the 22nd, I believe. So that's pretty nice that they extended that. Pre-creation event, there's plenty of rewards for pre-creation. I think you have to pre-create a seasonal character, and you get 16 inventory slots and a handful of other stuff. Let me pull it up real quick so I can see what all the rewards are for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to seasonal my Nova. I'll be fucked if I buy another inventory slot or wait in this game.
Man, Jay's hammers have done some interesting things to the gear economy in this game.
Wait, you don't like injecting trillions of silver into the economy?
I guess everyone has a pin black star now, so I'm not special anymore.
Well, it used to be injecting trillions of silver into the economy was like an exploit, frowned upon, not something that was cool, devalued your accomplishments. But now it's just December.
Just wait, they're about to have New Year, and they're going to give people even something even crazier, probably.
What do you know, Potion? Leak the partner Discord again.
Yo, I tell you what they did last year. They gave everybody memory fragments, and it crashed the memory fragment market for like 9 months. And then they gave people sharps and hards, and it crashed that for like 3 months. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they got to one-up themselves, right?
I was kind of expecting Rotaz to just like start randomly banning people, like 50 or 75 every day until Kikao's out. But
wait, more like if you already have your Black Star, what did you use your hammers on, or did you not use them yet?
No, I'm waiting for the Awakened weapon.
Nice. Wait, you think that's going to come out before March?
Before June, yeah. I think it'll come out in January, probably.
The hammers expire in March, no?
They changed it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
they added like a month to it or something.
You don't have a stack to tap for Dead God?
I mean, I could. It's kind of a pointless upgrade.
Yeah. It's expensive, though, so like the efficiency of it's got to matter at some point, right?
So here's the rewards for the...
If I was like 200 bill further in my Caphras progression.
The pre-creation rewards are 3 loot scrolls, 30 Fintos fresh juice, a 60 stack, 100 mil. What else do they have in here? They have the hot time EXP boost, 300% EXP until the end of the month for all servers. And then you also are going to get, for new and returning players, you're going to get a tier 7 horse and 400 mil.
I'm cool with all that except the T7 horse. Can they stop it?
Where's the thing for... Yeah, I don't understand it. I think that's bad. They gave out too many of them.
Dude, the number of times that they've crashed our horse market, like... Poor trainers, man. All they get is an auto sprint function. It's not even a T8 either, a T7. That's just like...
It's weird.
Yeah. Free Imperial seals, I guess, if you level it up.
Should I be doing that?
Flowers of Oblivion.
Should I be imping these instead of selling them at level 30?
Yeah, you get the Flower of Oblivion. You use that for T10 attempts. I think the only way you get that is from Imperial turn-ins, right?
I'm not doing that.
You're not going to go for T10?
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I have self-respect.
When they release T10 Doom and it's like a fucking flying Cthulhu that ignites the entire node war and one-shots forts and has like triple fucking drift, cancel, mouse move, one-shot... Yeah, you're gonna go for T10.
It's just gonna be a dragon. Like the next step from a horse is just gonna be a turn into a dragon.
I think it's gonna be a Machamp. It's gonna be a 4 chopping Machamp.
Bro, All right, so I found the page finally. I found the page for the pre-creation event for Nova. Basically, if you log in, there's different login dates here, but if you log in this week, then you're going to get 20 Artist Memories, 100 Cron Stones, another Tier 7 Horus, 16 inventory slots, two Shock 2 boxes, made, and you're going to get, I think it's a tiara and an earring and some underwear for your character.
Oh, okay. What do I have to do? Log into the game?
Yep, log into game there's different dates. So it's like between 13th and the 20th, between the 17th and the 20th, and between the 22nd, or wait. Oh yeah, December 22nd and this January 20th.
Yeah, they did this last year. It sounds like it's a little bit better. I was pretty tilted last year because there was like a super specific login rewards. Like you have to be on fucking Christmas Day or else you don't get the shit. Like,
Well, they're probably gonna do that again, bro. It'll just be something different.
yeah, you're right. They probably will. They'll probably do that Grandpa Cron thing that's like only available until 4 p.m. Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, apparently
Dude,
you can do this until
flying
anywhere. Apparently you can do this until the end of January 20th. So that's a good long window for this to happen, at least.
Yeah, January
Is anybody
20th
else-
is a lot better than 4 p.m. Christmas fucking day.
Nobody else misses the flying Santa?
Yeah, why doesn't he fly over the cities anymore and drop
Santa.
presents for me?
I miss the sleigh bells. Hearing the sleigh bells come in.
Exactly.
Played this game with sound on?
Christmassy as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I still have an in-game email from Emre from 2018 Christmas thanking me as a BDO partner and giving me Rudolph headbands.
Oh, you're not getting another one of those.
Oh wait, I got that.
Treasure that headband.
I'm surprised I didn't take it away.
I got it, but I was already working at Cow.
I still have my Twitch balloons too.
All right, let's go on. Let's see, Caltheon Bali Words. Oh yeah, we didn't get all this last week. We didn't get to talk about it. So this week, we actually got the 1,000 crons, 300 Caphras, which crashed the Caphras market temporarily, and we get the 2 J's hammers. People thought it was 3 for some reason, but we only got 2. And like a variety of our stuff.
2 from this, right?
Yeah. So like we talked about already about the J hammers being suspiciously used. I'm
For the record, you're the only one who's saying that unironically.
Yeah.
me? I didn't say that.
Oh, did I
What?
say it ironically? I didn't mean to say it ironically.
Wait, you guys actually think people are back and injecting their J hammers?
I mean, it's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past the game.
No, I think 1 in 10 people in a guild got a pen black
Yeah.
star.
I think a large number of people did a thing that's a random chance.
Yeah, it just happened. I mean,
I
when
do
you
too.
when the
I'm just
Russian
making drama because I'm irrelevant.
there's a Russian guy who one tapped his.
It's fake,
Pin,
you idiot. That's why
fallen
he didn't
god?
mouse over it. Like, watch the video. Don't give that
You
cadence.
think it's fake?
You faked it?
It is
Still
fake.
no pen dead god?
No Penta God. It's fake.
Those Russians, dude. I don't know, man.
This isn't World of Warcraft.
I figured
They
that
know
the
things
video
now.
wasn't fake, but that maybe it was like a hacked version of the game. That's why I thought it might have been, because the video was like
Which
really
would
short.
make it fake.
I don't know if what are the odds? It was like 0.03. We just need a few thousand Russians to swing, and one of them's gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the statistics would be that one person out of what would that be?
0.005 would get it.
330. One out
No,
of
he had a
3,000 would get it. Is that right?
0.03.
Yeah, but you also have to assume that 3,000 people have Tet Dead God.
Also,
One out of
if you,
3,300 people.
can we play? Can we go to the roulette tables in Vegas, Potion? I'd love to gamble with you.
I would lose all my money, so I'm not
All
gonna
right,
go.
well.
Unless
Then
if
you know,
I'm spending
never
someone else's money, then I'll go. That sounds fun.
Yes, you can spend all of my money.
I wish we could IRL stream in a casino, dude. Oh my god, that would be good content.
Bro, that
Yeah.
would, honestly. That's going to be a streaming website. They're going to do that on YouTube pretty soon, and it'll be the most popular thing in the history of streaming. What else they have? They had the Termain Winter Park, not Water Park, but Winter Park, which I think is personally pretty silly.
What do you hate, snow?
What does it do? I didn't even know this
It's
was
the
a
same thing as Termain Water Park, except for there's no fishing event and no good quest. And the quests that you do get are like you have to do like some 5 daily quests and get some cronstones or something. And then I think if you do that for 5 days in a row, you get a Shakti box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we've seen that before. That's a copy and paste.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I'm just so like I despise daily quest and weekly quest. It's a hate relationship. There's nothing I like about it anymore. Like it doesn't matter how big the rewards are. I just
don't mind weeklies too much, but yeah, dailies are a chore.
I'm not a big fan.
I think weeklies can be done right. Like weeklies can be done in a way where there's something that they make the rewards exceedingly high, and so they have to put a weekly cap on it. Otherwise, you would just do that all day long. Like there's ways you can make weeklies feel rewarding, like going out and doing the weekly for the T10s is whatever. But having to go out there every single day is just exhausting.
Well, yeah. The difference is like doing a weekly with content, like WoW Dungeons or something, is weekly because you're actually doing the content. Doing it where you just run into an NPC and press R for the sake of getting an item, that's not a good weekly.
Exactly. Is it a chore or is it something you'd be doing anyways? Like Dark Rifts, I think, are a great example of a weekly done correctly. It's good to like run around the map, do your Dark Rifts. You get, some loot is good out of it, some loot's not, but like it feels like it's actual content in the game. Whereas a lot of the dailies or weeklies are just, like you said, there's stuff you would never do unless the quest forced you to do it.
Isn't this something that they specifically said they wanted to work on in the Cafe on Ball too, is to not make it a spam R?
I don't think they're capable of doing that. Like, I think they've clearly demonstrated they don't know how to make, that kind of thing engaging.
But they said so. So obviously it's going to happen, right?
You've been watching some episodes.
Okay, they are fixing the game though. Are you guys ready to move on?
All right, that's it for the event stuff in BDO.
I can't tell you how ready I am to fucking move on from this game, from this topic.
Some quick honorable mentions for the Pearl Shop, for people just to keep track of some of the good stuff that's in there, the good value stuff. The combat EXP transfer is back. It comes back like once a year, so if you're interested in doing that, it's something worth picking up. It costs a crap load of money, but if you have the money for it, it's only around once a year usually. Character expansion slots are currently 50% off, so if you need one of those, it's a good time to pick one up. And you can currently get 25 energy tonics for 360 pearls, which is about, they say it's like 40% off, but it's a killer deal overall. So if you're looking for those so you can go and gather all day long, that's a very, very good deal for energy tonics. And those deals, the deal resets every Monday, I believe, for like 2-3 weeks.
Make sure you use code Potion Shop.
Yep. But no, those are some pretty good deals on the Pearl Shop, and we don't usually mention those, and I feel like that's something we should probably start doing a little bit. Now for Moreland's, Moreland, take us away on Global Labs.
Are supposedly super good. I don't remember seeing any good ones this week. Which ones are you praising?
I mean, it's just the things that are more rare, like the energy pots. For 40% off is really good. Character expansion slot 50% off is very rare. It only happens when a new character comes out. And
So
the combat experience one is all I mentioned. But yeah, let's go on to Global Labs. Moreland, what are you excited about on Global Labs?
Okay. If you receive the Witch Wizard's Protection Area skill and the Valkyrie's Alien's Protection skill buff, an effect for 1 minute is additionally applied. While this effect lasts, the Witch Wizard's Protection Area skill and the Valkyrie's Alien Protection skill buff cannot be applied again.
They did it.
Furthermore, Witch Wizard Protection Area, Valkyrie's Alien's Protection, Mystic's Inner Fortitude, the effect of increasing defense by 999 has been changed to 40% increase in damage reduction rate.
How much of a nerf is that? Like the 40% reduction rate?
That fixes PA, dude. I'm like 100% happy with this.
So
They did it.
Yay. They
It's a
did something
1 minute
that could've done
cooldown.
3 years ago.
They actually did it. This isn't like a band-aid or like a half fix. This is like a full-blown fix where the skill is still useful and it's still going to be probably even a little bit too useful, but it no longer is going to just completely dominate every engage that you have in large scale.
I'm very happy about this too, and I don't want to be negative, but I do want to point out that they literally fixed PA before they capped Mercs in Balanos and Serendia.
Well, we got to take what we can. I think this is awesome. I'm like actually motivated to start PvPing again because of this change. I think this is going to make large scale so much less stale, and it's going to shake up the meta. We might see more classes finally getting recruited into some of these guilds. I'm really happy about this.
It's a buff to wizards, actually, because with a worse PA, wizards will be able to kill more people.
That's a good point.
I'm actually curious though, like, where do you think the meta is going to go with this? Because I mean, it's just been
wizards,
fall up, right? But the meta is going to be the same. Like it's still going to be the most effective.
You never did T1s, did you?
I mean, I did do the new T1s. I haven't done new T1s now.
There'll be a lot more room for breathing in a guild. You get a lot more room for strategy.
In T1s, the classes were all over the place. Like the meta was way different than the regular Siege large scale. The top fraggers were always like weird shit, like suck Valkyries.
Let me think. Weird. So you still are going to need 3 PA groups. And a PA group needs at least 10 people in it. And the reason you need at least 3 in a guild is because the cooldown of the debuff is 1 minute, and the cooldown of protected area is 2.5 minutes. So in order to have it where you have it up as often as possible, you would still need to have 3 PA groups of 10 people apiece. So that means at least 30 people are in a guild are going to be wizard and witch.
I don't think so, because there's no such thing as a fight that lasts 3 minutes in this game. The only way that fights were lasting that far was because of people rotating PAs. Once your PA is up and you have to wait a minute to get another one, you're going to wipe. And like by the time you get back, I don't think you're going to need 3 groups. You might have 2, but I don't think you're going to need like so many PA groups. It's going to be, you're going to have way less uptime.
I kind of figured, and the other change they did was 200% on the Zerkers now have a 30-minute cooldown. That was the other huge thing is that they changed. So 200% in general are going to be all 30-minute cooldowns. So now you're going to have, like, I don't know, 15, 30 Zerkers in your guild if you want to rotate that.
I'm cautiously optimistic, but I don't think this is going to like fix PvP. I don't think it's going to change the meta. I don't think this is a reason to gear up. I think it's wonderful that they realize that PA has been the worst mechanic of this game in PvP for years and years and years, and that they are finally willing to change it. But I don't think.
Well, there's a lot of problems with like Node Wars and Siege, right? Like one of the main the problem that this solves is like the variety of classes that are viable in Node Wars and Siege, and it's not a perfect fix. Like it's not a, it's for the first time we're not seeing a band-aid fix for the issue. We're seeing like a core issue being fixed with it, and so I don't think I would say I'd be confident in saying that it's going to change the entire meta or anything. But I do think it's going to make some room for other classes that were not previously viable in Node Wars and Siege becoming viable.
No, absolutely not. I don't think this is going to change anything like that. At a 1 minute cooldown for it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. You're still going to have the same amount of PAs. It's still a game changing mechanic. 40% DR is still huge. It's
40% DR is way less than 999 flat, though.
But you're still going to. It's not going to change the meta.
You're going to be taking half damage instead of taking 5% damage. You can kill people through PA now. Like, it used to be a fucking invincibility button. It's not an invincibility button anymore. People are going
still kill people through PA in Siege. Happened all the time.
Well, then it's going to happen 10 times more with this change. I mean, what do you mean?
The time to kill is so low in this game, dude, that rotating PAs, even Cho Nation's got 8 or 9 PA rotations, right? You have to use them because people are just dead with one PA. So they still have all the heals. They still have that lightning skill that hits you from half across the map outside of render distance. It's still going to be a Witch Wiz meta. It's not going to open the doors for tamers to come into Siege guilds. This isn't going to change shit, except for time to kill will be modified a little bit for the gearlets, and that's about it. Cho Nation's going to be just as strong as it always has been. The meta is still going to be PA1, PA2, PA3. This isn't a 100% happy thing by a very long stretch. It needs to be something closer to Guardian Shift Q with 100 DP. Maybe it's 250 DP. It makes you a little tankier, makes you a little ballsier when you push through that hole in the base. But it 40% DR, man, the way DR works, that's going to be a big buff. It may make DR a little bit more viable, but it's still going to be, this isn't going to change shit.
I feel like you're completely contradicting yourself. So time to kill is way too fast, but a buff that cuts time to kill in half is...
It's not going to change the meta. It's not going to change the meta.
Well, let's look at this from a pessimistic point of view and how many people you need in your guild to supply the PAs that you need. So previously, the sky was the limit. So like the best combination was like as many Wizard and Witches as you can get. But now with this cooldown, you need at least 3 PA groups. More than 3 PA groups is kind of pointless. So let's say you have
the premise of this entire thing is wrong, man.
Let's say you have 15 people per PA group because you want a little fluff in there. That'd be 45 people. Let's say you want like 5 people for your flex group to be
15
PA.
people per PA group.
Let's hear me out. I'm just being generous, right? You need 10, but if you did 15 because you want a little fluff in there in case someone's not there, dead, whatever.
That's not a thing. There's no 15-person PA
because
group.
It only applies to 10 people at a time. A PA from an individual can only apply to 10 members.
I know how the skill works.
Yeah.
Version. There's not a 15-man PA group anywhere in Black Desert Online. Like, it doesn't.
It's
exist.
8. All right. So let's take number 8. So you have 3 PA groups of 8. That's 24 members, and you have some for a flex group and maybe a few for defense. That'll be, let's be generous and just call it 50. That'd be 50 Wizard and Witches, where previously the number that you would want to acquire would be like 80 or something, right? 80, 90. You would as many as you can. So my point here is that headroom there for a new guild trying to build members, they only have to look for like half their guild as Wizard and Witches.
No. You're not bringing in 80 Witch Wizards because of PA. You're bringing in 80 Witch Wizards because they're Witch Wizards. They have heals. They have mana shield. They have great AoE. They have amazing range. They can teleport, without all over the map. This isn't just a PA thing. That's the meta isn't Witch Wizard just because of PA. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is
sure,
that
yeah, that's
they didn't
reasonable.
nerf it. They didn't nerf it enough to change the meta at all. It's not gonna change.
My thing is
I disagree. I think that T1s have proven that to be the case. Like in a scenario where there is no PA whatsoever, the meta shifts pretty rapidly. Actually, like there's all kinds of things that are used.
But that's not what this is.
Yeah, this is a nerf to PA. It's not quite the nerf that tier 1s was. But it's definitely...
It's going to feel, compared to the old PA, it's going to feel like PA is practically gone. You're going from being 10 times tankier to being about twice as tanky. Like, it's going to be a nice cover that you're going to do when you push in, for sure, but it's not God mode anymore. That's completely... Getting 40% DR is completely different than getting a God mode 999 flat DR.
I think the only thing this is really going to change, the more that I think about it, is attacking castles, specifically Medaya or Valencia, where PA was kind of a necessary evil just to get in and start climbing those stairs to get up there. It's going to make doing that way, way fucking harder. I don't think it's really going to change much on Node Wars. What?
Isn't that what the shy bubble's for?
Started on
They
that.
did shy bubble, did they?
Yeah, I will say, like, my expectation from this is that we're gonna see in like super high end guilds, not low end guilds, but super high end guilds, we're gonna see maybe a few more archers, maybe 1 or 2 rangers, maybe an additional, like maybe a very geared DK awakening, because they have the range. Like range classes will have a little wider berth to get into the node war and siege scene than they did before.
It's already there.
Yeah, but I think there's supposed to be a few more.
Already defined in large scale.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few more now that the PA isn't necessarily a requirement, so to say.
Yeah. Ultimately, PA has been a fundamental core mechanic for large scale PvP since the dawn of this game. It's one of the things that it was a flaw, right? And it's one of the things that needed to be changed. It is one piece of the structural problems that large scale have. So it's one piece down. You know what I mean? Yes, it's that piece by itself is not going to fix the game, but it's definitely needed along with the next changes that we're all hoping for with their grand rework to move in that direction and get things right again.
At the very least, this is a step in the right direction for protected area. Maybe they'll need to do a second nerf later on to protected area, but at the very least, or to Wizard and Witch in general, right? But at least that this is a step in the right direction, and
that's what I'm trying to say. Exactly, is like at least they acknowledge it's a problem. I don't think this is the 100% right answer or anything like that, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully, instead of them, if they think this is the end all be all, we're fucked. It's going to be another couple of years before they touch it again, and it's going to be a Witch Wizard meta for the rest of their lives. They're still looking at data spreadsheets for Witch Wizard instead of actually figuring out, like you talked about, Marlon, that, the idiots play Witch Wizard because they have to, and the really exceptionally geared, skilled, and players play like the fringe classes. So I think there's still a ways to go here, but at least they're doing something. We'll see how it plays out. But I don't think it's going to put a dent in the meta.
One thing, this is kind of like a side note on this topic, but I'm really, really happy that they went through with this nerf, because it proves that extreme outliers they are willing to consider a nerf for extreme outliers. And that means that if they overbuff a class by way too much, or there's something that's a big core issue, they're now willing to consider a nerf to fix that. For extreme outliers, where before their policy was never nerf anything, period, in the story, and now the story is we don't nerf anything unless it's an extreme outlier.
They never nerfed anything.
Yeah, like I mean, because they said it at Caltheon Ball, and they've said several times that they don't ever like nerfing, and they don't ever want to nerf anything. They only want to do buffs, and I think that this shows that that's a true statement. With the exception of. Sorry, what?
I mean, they nerf shit all the time. They nerf shit all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing though, because like anyway, my point is that I'm really happy that they're willing to take that to start nerfing things, right? Because it doesn't happen very often. It does happen, but it doesn't happen very often.
Well, there's not many things that need nerfs. It's pretty much been the same offender since day one of the game, through and through. Yeah. It's it's this motherfucker with a pointy hat and a staff.
Do you think the 200% being nerfed is going to be like the solution to that? Like the being a 30-minute cooldown instead of whatever the regular cooldown is?
I mean, the problem with 200% is that some classes have a 200% that's perfectly designed to wipe the field clean of enemy players, and other 200% are like basically role-playing abilities. So if they just kind of equalized 200% across various classes, I feel like it would be much less of an issue.
Yeah, I mean, if they made everybody's 200% able to, you could run around while using your 200%, like berserkers, then everybody's would be balanced. But everybody else has to stand in place for 10 seconds while they cast something that people walk out of
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. Because, like, I know the Sorceress 200% is some hot garbage.
I think 200% bombs are cool. Like the concept of feeding your rage to someone and then positioning them correctly and bombing a group of people is sweet. The problem with Zerker is like you literally just do an AoE, a 360 AoE across the whole fucking map, and you move while you're doing it. It's like it's not hard. It's not interesting. Like if they had to stand still or if they had to position correctly, there's a lot of ways that they could balance it so that it would be more like the 200% for other classes. But I think in concept, a 200% bomb is a decent, I don't think they need to get rid of it or anything. They just need to make sure that it's tuned properly across different classes.
Yeah, it's 100% a Band-Aid fix. They basically just said, oh, we can't figure this out, so we're just going to nerf everybody until we decide if we can or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully they'll do another iteration on it in the future. They added a new awakening weapon. It's called Elvia, and it has 10 durability on it. I'm not sure if you can repair it or not. The way you acquire this is in the
You can't repair it.
You can't?
Yeah, it's consumable.
I think it's interesting. It's like a temporary awakening weapon that you can use, and you get unique abilities with it that are only available with that said weapon. What do you guys think? It's an interesting direction to take the game.
I'm dreading, like, cool, I got it. Like, while you're grinding, you pick it up and you're like, cool, open up inventory, put it on, use it 10 times, be like, oh, guess I have to put my main weapon back on. Just for, like, maybe a few cool abilities or whatever. I just don't see the point.
It's like getting the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild, and then you realize that, like, you're not going to be using it for 99% of the game because it has to be, like, charged up and shit.
Yeah. I think they should have just made it a buff, and maybe it will be. Maybe, like, we don't fully get the correct translation, or they'll change it, but it should just be a buff where, like, for the next minute or your next 10 attacks, get some cool fire, water, lightning effects or whatever.
Sort of like you get, like, it's like a consumable. You eat the consumable, and it turns your awakening weapon into a Silva awakening weapon or something.
Make it like a pylon from D3 Rifts. You slurp it up, you get a huge buff. You go nuts for a couple minutes, you get a bunch of loot, and then it wears off. That's fine. It doesn't need to. You don't need to.
That
like,
sounds awesome.
A new item. What the hell?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, it's just so clunky. Like, why? Again, another iteration of a simple solution that they're like, but what if we actually make them equip it first? Hear me out, guys. I think this adds way more fun. And
let's make them stop, sheath their weapon, equip a new weapon, get hit in the process, get stunned out of the weapon swap animation.
Just think of the extra fear that they'll have of dying during that whole time. It adds so much excitement. Just sneak peek at PA headquarters.
I think
Good Vibes, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's that?
Can you guess a number 1 through 4?
2.
Uh-oh.
Shit. I gotta go for that.
Oh no! I have to do my Black Star clicks today.
I one-tapped a Ogre Ring to try while you guys were talking, and I'm trying to figure out if I sell it or go for Tet. And I did a 1 in 4 chance if whoever asked picked 2.
I think you changed the number of fingers that you had so that you'd have to slam it.
I told chat 2 before.
Yeah, but isn't your goal pen Ogre? So, like, why not just go for it, man?
About to.
Yeah, just go for pen.
I am going for
pen.
pen.
Just skip Tet.
This is a pen. It's a pen cast. We're making this a pen cast.
I'll click here. If you get it to Tet, I'll click my Black Star with my hammer while you go for, at the same time you go for your necklace. How about that?
I got it. I fucking got it. I've never failed a Tet Ogre.
Go for pen, pussy.
Over.
I'm 4 for 4.
Wait. Are we doing this together?
Yeah, we're doing this together. I'm sorry. I'm hijacking this podcast.
I'm happy for you.
Dude, I've never failed one. I'm literally 4 for 4. Hold on. I got to ping my Discord. No, I don't. Fuck them. If they're not watching, they're assholes. Honestly, fuck them. I stream once a week. Watch or get fucked.
Dude, it's that returning player RNG.
Yeah, you've been playing the game recently, so it gives you that bonus luck.
I've been grinding my ass off making pen attempts, you cunt.
No, you just been one tapping everything. That's what I heard.
All right, so what are you doing? What are you doing, GVG? What's your tap?
I'm doing a pen black star attempt. Oh crap! Wait, I need a stone. Hold on.
I want to join in. What can I click?
Yeah, click something with us.
J-hammer your fucking chest, pussy.
J-hammer my chest? Okay.
Yeah,
Let me find... I got to figure out where I put my 150 stack. Okay, I found it.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a pussy. That was a little aggressive. Okay. About to make this a pen.
I've got a 420 chance, just saying.
I have a 10.65% chance.
All right, I got it pulled up. I'm ready.
Is everybody ready?
No.
Okay.
Wait, Potion, what are you using your hammers on? Or did you already?
I used them on pin black star attempts, but no dice. I mean, I used it on 113 stack, so I thought I was going to go, but maybe next time.
This is such a waste.
Then don't do it. You don't have to do it.
Shut up. Don't tell me what not to do.
A 150 stack is a little bit of a waste on its head. Yo, Cho Nation's already
2 stack for your information.
Cho Nation's already preordained that this is going, so.
Okay.
You ready, GVG?
I'm ready.
I have a 3.4% chance.
Let's go.
Let's do it. On 3. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I don't have the stone.
I'm 0 for 4.
Rip.
0 for 1.
I didn't even make the attempt.
You guys got you baited.
That's why we failed.
Wow. Moro, you owe us hammers.
I got ahead of myself.
Damn, I one-tapped a Tet. That was 400 or 500 mil for a pen attempt. I'm getting super carried with these Tets. I'm going to fail forever now. All right, sorry. So back to the podcast.
I don't know what we were even talking about, bro.
Can we do
something Global Lab? I didn't read the rest of Global Lab. The only thing I was hyped about was the protected area changes. And you guys are wrong. They're godly changes, and they're going to make Siege a lot more fun, just like T1 was fun.
Shut up. You're so wrong.
You liked T1s, didn't you? I don't know why you're being so negative.
Because there was no PA. It wasn't like some scuffed little...
Compared to before, there's basically going to be no PA now, dude. Like, oh, you get 40% more DR. Cool. So it's going to take fucking 3 skills to kill you instead of 1.5.
I bet you $5. $5, nothing changes.
I want to play devil's advocate to
just
you.
raw tapped this without clicking the J-hammer button. That should be on by default.
Well, it'll give you that warning saying you have too low of a stack. Want it, you know?
How many ogres does it take to get a pen? Oh, I don't have a Tet stack. Never mind. All right.
So yeah, the Elvia weapon. The Elvia weapon, you can grind for it. You get it randomly. And then it has 3 different states. It has like fire, lightning, or ice or something like that. And I'm not really sure what that's supposed to influence. That's what I'm really curious about. Like, is there like supposed to be like a particular boss you have to fight with lightning version? Or like what's the purpose in having different damage types?
I think it's really just to like aesthetic thing and like a temporary buff kind of grind to your grind kind of thing. Like I think it's really just meant to make it a little bit more flashy. Change up your grinding.
It's one of those. Wouldn't it be cool if we did X changes? It's not. I don't think it's like really fully thought out.
Yeah, it seems like a very, very early test version of some.
One of the devs was watching an anime where the sword transformed into a dragon, and he was like, "Oh man, we need to do that." And that's what that. Now we have this.
Yeah. I think they're and like evident from the way that they're going back and reamping grind spots. Sounds like they've heard you loud and clear, Potion Shop, and are trying to make grinding less repetitive. They also said this at the Calpheon Ball, but like I think their exact words were, "There's only so many times you can like run in circles killing mobs," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just looking for ways to like to spice it up. It seems like, and this is what they came up with.
I think that idea of the pylons spawning from like Diablo 3 and you get random buffs from them, that sounds pog and like really, really fun. I like that idea. That sounds
if they
very
want to
interesting.
spice up grinding in this game, it's a real fucking easy way to do it. All they need is open world claimable PvP objectives that give you an Arsha bonus that guilds can claim for certain periods of time. Boom, look at that. I just spiced up grinding.
Aren't they doing that with GVGs though? Isn't that one of the things they're trying to conquer?
I don't know. There's that new Arsha Rift or whatever.
10v10
I'm not sure what
game.
the details are.
Yeah, they said something about your guild can claim a channel based on what node you own, and then there's going to be like a crystal that you can go and capture during certain times, and your server can either capture it or defend it. And if your server that your clan is or guild is associated with owns the crystal, then you'll get a drop rate bonus. And so it's going to be like this constant.
Drop rate?
I don't know what it is, the drop rate for it, but it's like supposed to be like a war between servers, and it's supposed to promote GVGs. Is kind of like the idea. But I want to see what it looks like. It sounds like an interesting idea, but it's sort of one of those things like so high in the clouds that I need to see what it plays like to kind of judge it.
Yeah, but like Moreland's point is right. Like it should be a pylon that spawns like Shadow Arena, right? We had those bosses that would spawn, and people would flock to it because you knew it drops a boss gear, right? So if you did the same kind of thing, you like, a mini boss has appeared at Star's End, go kill it, and then like in that area, PvP was active or something like that. Or if you hit it, it auto flagged you for PvP for 5 minutes, something like that.
Go claim the Pillar of Hadum.
Yeah,
Get yourself a 100% drop rate buff. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to walk away for a second. I saw a clip of a YouTuber streamer who was testing PA, and it looks like it's a pretty decent nerf to PA. If you have a couple people hitting you at the same time, all of a sudden you turn into a weeb.
That's what I said.
How much? Like, all right. So how much is this? We're looking like 80% of what it used to be, or like half as strong.
I mean, two people can kill you. 2 people can kill you.
Yeah, 40% damage reduction will about double your length. I mean, depending on what your current DP and DR reduction is, stacking another 40% on that will make you about twice as tanky, maybe 2.5 times as tanky. So however much damage it took before, which was 2 skills, now it's going to take 4 or 5 skills. It's not going to make you invincible. It's not God mode anymore.
I guess what I'm asking is, how's this compared to the old PA? Like, was old PA like 10 people couldn't kill you?
Yes.
So for
old
quick
PA was
math,
God mode.
if you just do quick math, it's 1,000 DP versus like 40% of, let's just assume 400 DP. So like 180.
Damage reduction rate is a separate stat. It's not dependent on your current gear. It's its own independent flat mitigation. So most people are going to have between 20 and 30% from their DP bracket, and this is going to be adding another 40 on top of that.
Oh, the damage reduction rate. Yeah, but yeah. So it'll be a pretty big reduction.
So that makes it like what, a 75% nerf to PA or something, roughly?
At least. I mean, I would say it's more like a 90% nerf. But before, when I had PA on, I felt like nothing could kill me. Like I would charge in and just I wouldn't even use forward guards or anything. I would just fucking spam AoEs and like I would just completely smork. Like this is gonna be, you're not nearly that strong with this new PA. So you can be bold, you can push with your homies. It's gonna make the difference between you winning an engage against a team that doesn't have it up, sure, but it's not gonna mean you can just like god mode in and spam your super armors.
So on the flip side, though, for that, like imagine you're pushing Valencia Castle or just any castle really, and you have your line of witch wizards, berserkers on the wall. Isn't that going to make it basically impossible to siege anything? Because the only way to do that beforehand was via PA. You had those windows to get damage in and do anything. But if you have, 15 witch wizards raining blizzards and stuff on you, meteors, you just die like almost instantly, even with PA now. Isn't that just the reverse problem?
Just get a Pegasus, jump over the walls.
One thing, that might be something they'd have to consider, is going back and adding like secondary objectives to like open a hole in the wall, or like open up the port side of Medea Castle so you can go up the port side and get into the castle somehow. That might be something they have to start considering if protected area no longer allows you to push, which you could argue if it was good or not. Maybe they'll have to open up secondary openings.
So
yeah, there's still plenty of problems with Siege. I mean, I'm more excited about getting back into Node Wars than I am into Siege. Yeah. Siege is still going to have a variety of issues, but if this is undeniably a massive step forward.
For sure. Without a doubt, this is a huge step in the correct direction for the game, for sure.
Yeah, now that I've seen that clip, I just, I got to start saving money for my VTube avatar.
Let's see. There's a few things on the global lab for class balance. I didn't want to mention them, but if there's any particular one that stuck out to you guys that you guys want to talk about, we can talk about one of them. And they're making nightmare bosses spawn more often.
They're gonna make them spawn every time.
Yeah, that's what should happen. They should just been replacements for the old bosses, in my opinion. This whole like RNG spawn mechanic from is silly.
I mean, you guys aren't worried about more inflation, like getting a bill?
Oh my god! Don't.
No, we want more.
That's a debate there, Tim.
Don't. He watches the show every week. Don't bite in on that. This is why we don't let the Papegas in here. He's fanboying right now.
What if there were different versions of the world bosses? You know how we were talking before about like how they should stratify nodes into certain brackets? What if they did the same thing with bosses, where you were competing against other people within your AP bracket? And like if you were at a certain gear level, you went to one boss, and if you were above that level, you went to another boss.
Like you go to like Zarka's minion if you're lower geared, and if you're higher geared, you go to Nightmare Zarka.
Go to regular Zarka, right? And then if you're above a certain AP threshold, then you go to Nightmare Zarka instead.
Yeah,
and I think that could be a solution. So that you couldn't just bring an alt to Nightmare Zarka and like, I think they should get rid of losing crystals on bosses if they do this, but I don't know. I think that would make it a lot more interesting, and it would give newer players a more meaningful. If they added like a damage leaderboard on the boss, and you lost damage points whenever you died instead of losing crystals, and it was like something where you competed against the other players who were there in a somewhat even gear bracket, I think that would be very, very addicting. And they make the rewards based off of your performance. People will go nuts for that.
Yeah, and on top of that, they can make it PvP enabled also, because new players can go to Zarka, which will be PvP disabled, and then veteran players go to Nightmare Zarka and can have PvP enabled, and you're not punishing new players.
Dude, I miss PvP at World Bosses. That used to be so fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. They definitely need to spice it up somehow, and maybe that's the idea. Maybe you have regular Zarka for new players, and you have Nightmare Zarka for veteran players. with like some type of incentive, like you said, with damage leaderboards and stuff. And it wouldn't be that hard because that's what World of Warcraft does. That's why some people like gloating, like, look, I'm the highest DPS in the raid team, rah! And then they have like they see like the top 10 people in DPS or top 10 DP people with aggro or top 10 people with healing.
Dude.
They could definitely
It's
do
all
that.
about parsing.
Yeah,
people want to parse.
I could see that. That could definitely be a big thing. The last change for Global Labs is they are doubling the trash rate value for Medea grind spots. Not all of them, but I think it's like Elrics, Helms, Mains, Rogues, and Abandoned Monastery are all getting doubled. I believe those are the ones that are getting doubled, which I don't think that solves the problem of Medea, but definitely is a huge step in the right direction.
What do we want out of Medea in the current year? I mean, what do we really want out of Medea?
The Caffers boxes to come back.
The first thing I think they need to do is get rid of the AP caps at all grind spots, and then we can judge if the grind spots are actually worth grinding or not. Let players determine if they're good or not, because right now the caps are there, and because the caps are there, you just skip it as a new player as soon as you can because you can never make enough money there with the caps in place. That's why Fodus Habitat wasn't good. That's why Polyforce wasn't good until they removed the AP cap.
Even if you uncap Sawsons, though, Polys is still going to be better.
If you uncap Sawsons, it'll be over 100 mil per hour. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, but then we're going back to chimeras.
Is it though?
Meta.
Potion.
Yeah, it is.
Potion.
I know Potion's obsessed with Sawsons, but realistically, even if you uncap that shit, I don't think it's ever going to be relevant. And the rest of Medea for sure is not relevant. There's no amount of uncapped helms you can do that will make it anywhere close to Poly's Forest. So the whole region is just kind of a stepping stone that you step right over.
My point here is if they remove the AP caps here, then you would have options between like helms and Bashims, right? Or Fogans and
Not if you know what
Elrics.
You're doing though. If you know what you're doing, you literally go straight to Fogans at 110 AP, and it immediately smashes everything in Medea.
But the reason why it does that is because of the AP caps.
No, it also does it because the loot at Fogans is straight up better. There's no I guess the books are dropping in Medea, but all the accessories are shit from 2016 that no longer has any value. And just like the pure density at places like Fogans and Nagas is always going to be king. Like, I don't know why you would ever go to Helms or Mains when you could be doing a Fogan or Naga rotation with the same AP. It's not like you're struggling to kill Helms at that level of AP anyways. Like, even if they uncap it.
Potion struggled to kill some stuff before. Let's not sell
Medea has several things like Node Wars and Siege that need fixing, right? Then it needs Marty Stones. It needs AP caps removed. The trash loot being buffed is a good step in the right direction. It needs some of the accessories to be like revamped or rebalanced. There's definitely some things that need to get changed there. But I do think that it's a place that does have a lot of potential for new player grind spots where it currently is wasted potential entirely. And I think with very little effort, like with some Marty Stones, removed AP caps, and maybe buffing the drop rate of Forbidden Books a little bit, you can have some halfway decent grind spots for people to try out and have a little bit more variety for pretty low effort from a developer standpoint.
I think they need to give it the Drigan treatment. Just add some new interesting item that you can only get from grinding those places. Put one part at Helms, one part at Mains, and one part at Elrics. Something like that. I think that could revitalize it. I don't know what they can do to Medea to make it relevant ever again, unless they're going to rework Fogans and Nagas as well. Because Fogans and Nagas are just always going to be better than Medea. There's no reason to do Medea ever at all.
Well, so with big respect, I think this is a problem that nobody's looking for an answer for. Who cares?
I think there needs to be more variety in grind spots in general. And so anything that's really easy for the developers to create more variety with very low effort from them, I think they should try to go after. So I don't think it'd be very hard for them to change some of the stuff. Like For Sawsons, all you gotta do is remove AP cap, and the spot is automatically competitive with Gahaz, Kadris, Polyforest.
But do we even need more variety? Like, or
Sure,
want
yeah.
it?
People get, because you guys say you go basically to Gahaz, Kadris, and Polyforest at like 110 to 130 AP, and you stay there until like 200 and like 20 AP. So you're there for like literally 100 AP at the same 3 grind spots, and people get bored out of their minds doing that. Now, what's helped recently is you get seasonal gear, and you stay there way less than you used to. 100 AP is way faster than it used to be.
I hate to break it to you, but if they get bored and burnt out going for like 100 HP at the same spot, then they're
100
really
AP,
not
100
going-
AP.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what do endgame grinders do all the time? They live at Star's End, or they live at 2 spots. Now maybe 3.
Well, if you look
Right?
at
Like,
in-game grind
That's
spots,
how the game is.
if you look at in-game grind spots, you go from like 200 AP from like Gahaz, and at like 235 you go to Blood Wolves and like Pilaku, or you start going for the map, or for Forest Naros or Shirkan Metropolis, they're going for the potion. You have so many different options there, and then you get just another 20 AP instead of 100. You get another 20, and then all of a sudden you're grinding at Histria, you're grinding at Akhman, you're grinding at Thorn Forest. You get another 20 AP. Now you're in Sakraya, Stars In. Like, you're quickly get into you get so much variety in grind spots within a 60 AP window. You get like 20 different grind spots you can go to, where you have 100 AP and you go to 3 grind spots. And so I'm not saying that there needs to be like 20 grind spots for that 100 AP, but there does need to be more than 3. And so that number should be maybe like 6, maybe. And it wouldn't be that hard, because you can turn like crescents. This needs to drop more crescent rings. That's 1. You got like Sawsons, just remove the AP cap. That's 2. And then you rework Soldier's Grave, and that's 3. And it would not be that much effort for them to do that, or remove the AP cap at Fodus Habitat, and that would be another one. So for like very low effort, they could add 3 or 4 grind spots to the game for like
I disagree with
players.
everything you just said.
Yeah,
Top to bottom.
the other thing is a lot of these spots suck for more reasons than just the silver per hour. Like, even if they uncap Sawsons, no new player is going to be able to grind Sawsons for more than 20 minutes without their inventory being completely fucked. And it's like that either in terms of weight or in terms of like useless green drops in a lot of different areas.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
I just don't think a lot of the spots are designed well. You're always going to go straight to somewhere like Hex Sanctuary or Fogans and just skip over these other regions unless they completely revamp them.
I do think it would be better to take the Polyforest approach, where you kind of spend a little bit of time thinking about it and rework it, some minor parts of it. It definitely would. That would be a way better approach than just sweeping changes. But anyway, that's that. I mean, we'll see if they would do anything with that. I think Medea right now is a wasted potential, and maybe they can update it later on. That's it for BDO stuff.
So I have to go in a couple minutes. If you guys want to do other games without me, I've got one quick story, little toxic, but it's mostly about Twitch, and bear with me. Do you guys know about the story with Game Nadian getting banned for 24 hours? You remember that whole thing?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, so he failed a PvP trial and decided to stand up on his chair and spread his cheeks to show what was mostly just pubic hair, right? This was a couple years ago, right? That got him a 24-hour.
Give that much detail.
That got him a 24-hour ban, right? And yesterday, a girl got up and did a full, just like strip and spread of her privates and got a 3-day ban. I can't think of a better argument of sexism on Twitch.
Are you saying that Game Nadian should have gotten banned for longer, or are you saying the girl should have gotten less punishment?
That's a good question.
I think Game Nadian should have gotten 3 days.
Yeah, I think Game Nadian should have gotten longer. I'm never gonna unsee that.
I think all these people should be getting 30-day bans. I think 3 days for just
Right.
going straight up porn on a gaming site sort of sends a soft message.
Right.
I agree.
That right. So that was a fun way of introducing how ridiculous that shit is.
Or maybe just a permanent ban on the first offense. I think I'd be okay with that. Because like I feel like the strategy now is just go on Twitch, get naked, take the 3-day ban, get shitloads of publicity, and then make 10 times more money when you get back from your 3-day ban, right? Like, hello?
I got 7 days and I didn't even show my asshole.
Yeah, I feel like the ban needs to be.
I mean, think about it. Think about it.
I think the ban needs to be long enough for people to forget you. Like, it needs to be 60 days.
Yeah, it needs to definitely be more than 3.
There's no reason why a platform should even consider having someone who does that voluntarily, whether intoxicated or not, on their platform.
Oh, was she drunk? Was that the whole thing?
I have no idea. I have no idea the context of the situation. I'm just saying, like, that sounds like something you would do while drunk.
The one thing I would say about
while wanting to make money on this website, that's maybe you're just an actual sober, and not only sober but intelligent person who understands how this shit works and what you can get away with, and you're literally just playing the fucking game.
Yep. The one thing I would say is that if somebody just forgot their stream was on and they happened to walk in the room where the PC was, that would be the only case scenario where I think someone could.
Those people too. Don't because then people are just gonna. Oh, I forgot it was on. Like, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I agree with you, but if someone was going to argue, that would be the only foot I could see anybody arguing on. The 3 days is not long enough, or 1 day, or whatever. I like 30 days would be. Like, it's like they got all their priorities mixed up. They perm ban people for saying simp next month, and you can say the N-word and not get banned. It's like the priorities are all messed up on like this kind of stuff. Anyway, Tim has to go. Let's wrap up. I think we can close out and we'll talk about other games next week.
Yeah, so my closing thought is I should have showed my cock and balls instead of talking about Joe, and I would have gotten less of a ban
and more publicity,
way more followers and money, right? Like, who's all these? Nobody. Let's just do it now. Let's just do it.
No.
Kind of famous, probably, dude. You'd be all over live stream fails. Like, you didn't get any publicity for the Joe thing. Like, you should.
And if I got more than 3 days, I would put Twitch's balls on the stove, right? It'd be like, hey, if this is what 3 days is, inspect my balls, Twitch. Let's go. I don't know, man. I'm not really doing much with streaming right now. I might roll the dice on that.
Yeah, but don't roll us in there too.
Can't blame you.
No,
I
would
do the podcast though.
Yeah, I would do that. But tune in to see my ball sack as soon as this is over.
All right.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, next week, make sure you tune in because you never know what Tim's gonna do. Could be the one, just in time for Christmas.
You finally found your stick.
Find out how hard it is to shave balls next week on Tim Allen's stream.
Are you guys? I'm out of town next weekend. Are you guys still doing this thing, or are we taking a week off?
Let's just take it off.
Okay, so we will see everyone in 2 weeks. Enjoy your holidays. Hopefully by then we'll be back to the regular schedule, so we can stay on a bit longer and we won't have to cut it short. But for this week, I think we've all got other stuff we need to attend to. But yeah.
I blew up my main hand. I failed Tet Black Star for the 60th time, by the way.
You raw tapped it?
Did you go back?
No.
After all that? How did you not learn your lesson?
It's now duo.
No.
So, there's a high chance of me showing my balls on my stream the next time.
No, you have to be able to get unbanned so we can have you on the podcast again.
If you get to 69 fails, you know what you have to do.
All right, boys. Hey, have a really good Christmas, everybody. And or if you're in the middle of the Hanukkah thing, hope you're having a nice Hanukkah and all of the holidays and all that stuff. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. This was a little more fun than it probably should have been. Cheers.
Peace.